Alright, so we're up against Rogue. We can probably just keep this. Maybe pitch the hallucination, but yeah, I'll pitch the hallucination for potentially more interaction. That's not interaction. Eh. The thing about hallucination is it doesn't actually contribute to board state. While it does offer me the opportunity to pick some better things, it's a little slow. So, and like I assume that I'm going to be playing against Tempo Rogue, but if I'm not, then I also don't want to play it on turn one. So it's one of those cards where, as much as I like it, it just doesn't quite do what I want it to do early on. Another Auctioneer is really not great for us. I mean, if we make it to that point and we can, cast our Auctioneer, then we're in a good position, but otherwise it's mediocre at best. Now, if this is a mirror match, this hand could be okay, but otherwise it's not great. I'm really thinking hard on this turn one, so I always find that really interesting when people think this hard on turn one. He could just be AFK though. It's very probable that that is the case. He hasn't highlighted a single card during this whole thought process, so it's pretty likely that he's just not at his monitor. Okay, so against a person who is either AFK or intentionally roping, I want to play my turn out pretty quickly. So I'll just go ahead and do this. This way, if he's like actually just away from the computer or like disconnected shortly, he misses the most turns. Now, as much as I'd like to cast the Mimic Pod here, I'm not going to for a couple reasons. One, it gives away information, so if he is on Miracle Rogue or whatever, he could think that I just have a bad draw or something. Doesn't seem like he's Miracle Rogue though. Well, no patches means it's in hand, so I suppose it's possible. I'll just refresh my weapon one more time. Because then next turn Mimic Pod is pretty decent. Mimic Pod into Eviscerate to kill something is pretty good. Sure. So it's probably Tempo Rogue, just had a rough start, it would seem. Hallucination's been run in some of the decks. Please don't buff it. Okay. I'll give him the opportunity to draw me a card off of Thalanos. Now, not having the backstab with the Gadscan Auctioneer kind of sucks. Not really happy about that. So it is a Miracle Rogue deck. Sharazin is pretty good, so I kind of wish I had one, but unfortunately I don't. I think we'll just do this for now. And then I guess we could Shadow Strike it, or we could just Mimic Pod. What other things does he have that we want to Shadow Strike? Not many things. You can Shadow Strike this, it's fine. It makes him have to cast 4 spells in a turn in order for his thing to be good. So if he's wasting resources just to flip this, we're in a better position than he is. Even though it's a really good card. What the hell? People run that? Okay. So I'm going to play the first Auctioneer so that he attacks into it, because we actually don't want to draw a ton of cards, because fatigue is actually a thing in this matchup. So our hope is that he attacks the Auctioneer with his 5/5, we can fan to kill it, and then we can attack with Shaku again. That's not ideal. That's not what we were hoping would happen. Again, no hurry here. Killing that guy was a pretty good little thing. If he chooses to attack my 3/3 with his 2/2 and then goes face, that's what I would have done. Just go face. Oh god. So this is a little bit more aggressive than my version, which ends up being pretty good. Polls no. So you can prep Assassinate Vile Spine next turn, which is not great, but it works. Okay. Alright, so we could just prep Fan, Vile Spine attack, and then we would have 3 mana left over to, or well, 4 mana. Yeah, I think that's right. I think I'll just Mimic Pod. SI agents are good. Had we done that earlier, we could have maybe done something a little bit differently on that turn, perhaps. But I'm looking to win via the Arcane Giants, probably, in this matchup. Okay, so we only have 1 Assassinate for that guy. I guess we can Valera here, kill this off. Chooses to take 3. Fortunately, we do have a lot of burst potential. Because of Leroy, so we can try to win, like, we can try to, like, double SI next turn or something, or, like, we can double Arcane Giant. It's probably better next turn. Sure. We probably want to get that guy twice with the SI agents now. So we, like, Creeper, SI. Oh, backstab works. Oh, I think I played the wrong one. Yeah, I played the wrong SI agent. That was a minor misplay because he gives me the information that I drew the SI agent off the Mimic Pod. So that's a little bit less than ideal, but thankfully it doesn't make that big of a deal. This is bad. That's a really bad play because now I get to play 2 more. Sure, whatever. Oh, he's going to flip it. Good job. Yeah, I think we would have won that one in the late game, but we won the mirror, which is not a matchup you see very often. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.